That's crazy, man. So, okay, this is around the time of a lot of these changes happening at FaZe of the corporate kind of, again, old CEO was already outed at that point. There's this new structure or new corporate thing being built. You kind of stopped making content. As someone that was kind of involved with the business, not kind of, I was very involved with the FaZe business at the time. I'd be in the office a couple times a week. You were someone that I constantly saw coming in and out. Like you would try to get involved with the YouTube channel. You always push. You were always trying, even when everybody else kind of stopped. But that gap between, I don't even know what your 2019 was like. I don't want to hear about it. Then you had COVID 2020. Must have been a fun early 20s for you, right? But from 2018 to 2024 with the reboot, like what did you do those 6 years? Like obviously you did some content here and there.
Yeah, I mean, I would still try to like go and make YouTube videos and like get on a consistent schedule. But like I said, like I would try and then it just something would happen, like, and I can sit here and I can make excuses. At the same time, like I said, it also just became something where it's like, wow, I just don't like doing this. Like I'm not having fun anymore.
And you stayed in LA this whole time. You're not with your family this whole time either.
Yeah, I'm not with my family. I'm really barely seeing or speaking to my family, to be honest. And like a lot of this time, like I was trying to figure out, okay, like what do I want to do? What's going on with FaZe? I would like try to shift my focus. Okay, outside of like what I want to do, like FaZe is clearly in a bad spot. Let me go try to like see what I could do to go help make this something that is cool and fun for me again. Cause that was like a big like root of this.
Yeah, of course.
For me, was FaZe. I obviously I'm not a founder. Like I'm not one of the people who really can like go and make these decisions, and even for a long time, y'all can even make decisions.
I was gonna say,
you know what I mean? So like, if y'all can't,
I mean,
like,
I was in the office being gaslit. I think about it to thinking I can.
Yeah,
like I was there every day trying, feeling like I was, but I think at the end of the day,
yeah. So
that was as long as you're going with the plan that they, that was trying to be put in place, it was working. But yeah, you're right. It wasn't. I remember seeing you. I was running the YouTube at some time, or you came in at some point trying to take it over. You always came in, right? Trying to.
I would show up in the offices every day and be like, okay.
I remember you, just like I do, you plugged into the corporate BS. Like you did what you had to do. You literally, I remember you doing like a trial for something, or like, where you're sitting here trying to convince them. Not even like that. Like you weren't, but I'm saying like it's crazy to even, but like they're talking about trying to like trial before giving you a salary to do YouTube. It was just like, what a weird stage that whole thing was.
So,
but you tried, and even in the last version of Phase 2, I always remember seeing you in the office too, whenever I would be there.
No, I would show up to the offices every day and think like, okay, I know one place I could go in and help that would immediately add value and benefit everyone underneath FaZe is the YouTube channel. Like, let me get the YouTube channel going and like get like YouTube videos going. And like we did the Mr. Beast and it was just really hard because we had no talent. No one wanted to show up.
Make videos,
No one wanted to show up. And no one cared, and it was just me in there every day. And I'm like trying to pull teeth to like get people to show up for YouTube videos. It's like, bro, please, someone help me. And like, I'm in there every day, like calling, like this person. Can you do this? Can you do this? Like I want to like pitching like the idea of like making like FaZe content like to people. And then I'm in offices with like these old people from the music industry or like backgrounds in this production company, trying to convince them that I know how to make a YouTube video.
I know, buddy.
And then they're trying to tell me they know how to make, like, we should do this. I'm like, what? And like, I'm trying to convince people to like, let me do what I want. Like, and it's just was so backwards.
Yeah.
Like the brand that we made and we built and we dedicated so much of our lives to, our brand is now under the control of people who had no part in it, who never picked up a controller in their life, never played Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Never watching Ilcams, don't know nothing about New York.
Forget about all that. Not even upload a YouTube video, and they're trying to tell us how to title and thumbnail videos.
Yeah, and so now I'm sitting here and I'm hearing from these people like, nah, like, I think we're going to do this. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I can't say no.
Yeah.
I can't say, like...
You're trying to stay on everyone's good side, too. It's just a weird... It's like a... Dude, it's... people call it the golden handcuffs or whatever, the corporate handcuffs of like, this is not the best comparison because some people have like a really good salary, so they don't want to leave their comfortable corporate job. For us, it was more like they just had control of what we built, and we kind of had to play the game to stay involved. Mm-hmm. Bro, I've been in not this office, the previous office, someone that just got hired to the company within the last 2 months. I hear him saying, I'm in the meeting, and all the department heads of the company are in the meeting, and he's saying, we don't need the founders. We don't need any of the new guys. Everyone's here for the logo. Let's wipe the roster. We don't need Rain. We don't need... Literally, they'd say stuff. I'm sitting on the call. I'm like, is this guy stupid? Like, this is like one of the things that triggered the...
Which guy was it? I think I know who it was.
Oh, he's still snaking around the industry right now.
Ah, I know who it is.
You know who he is. He's got his grip on someone else right now. This guy, when we went public...
Oh, he's a scumbag.
Yeah, he is. They all... Dude, not they all are. A lot of them are. When we went public, he was one of the main things that people pointed at. Like, why the hell is this guy getting this salary? He has this amount of shares. When Adapt and Tico and this...
No, he got more of the company than I did. And he just got there.
And he's been there for 2 months. It's because he's friends with the CEO and this guy. And
it's so crazy.
Bro, I watched it all unfold. And I talked to Tico about it, but I'm sitting there basically trying to play the game, trying to convince the CEO to talk to the board and convince them that all the FaZe members need more shares. Oh, we can't. They're not going to do it. And then I see later this guy's share package. I'm like, that is the craziest thing ever.
Bro, some of the share.
All this stuff is the reason why FaZe members didn't want to record videos when you were trying. That's the thing. It's kind of understandable.
No, I get it.
For me, like, when I see everyone being pissed, I'm like, dude, I get it. If I was you, I would. I tell Tika that all the time. I would feel the exact same way. Because I feel the same way. But I tried. I know that I tried with the freaking top of the... I was going to say the leaderboard because you put that in my head. But the top of the pyramid, right? The pyramid scheme that it was actually. It ended up being... I tried to convince them and it didn't work. It's crazy. There was all these iterations, all these promises. We did content with this production, early on in the house that you had these horrible experiences at. We had some weird... Remember? With the old CEO, we had production we did there. It was kind of boring. Yeah. Then we did new production here. It worked for a little bit during Fortnite, and then everyone got over it and all these problems. So that's why, like... You had the same, I think, frustrations I did coming in and trying. You're like, all right, I know what we need to do. But it's like, one, FaZe members don't even want to do it at that point. And two, you're getting pushback. Bro, I used to sit and argue with our production team about titles and thumbnails. And I would be so respectful about it too. But I'm like, guys, no. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even want to keep going because I'm going to go down a rabbit hole. But that experience is insane. And what people get paid to be in these roles too. If you saw some of the people on the board, I always talk about this because I think it's hilarious.
I know. I've seen the photos.
There's one guy, I'd wake up and sometimes I'd see him at like 7 a.m. I'd be looking at this guy, he's just smiling. And I just like, picture if Banks saw this dude. I think Banks would strangle him through this monitor. But anyways, that was as rough as your 2018 was. Watching what we built and had so much love for, right? Kind of slowly just crumble was rough for all of us. I think we're all still, we all have some harm that we're gonna have to look back in 5 years and talk to a psychologist about this stuff probably because it's rough.
Probably,
but we're gonna move forward to brighter days now, right? After trying to get involved, trying to plug in, didn't work. The whole FaZe crash happened. The rebrand reboot happened. Okay, and I think a lot of people, me first and foremost, very happy to see you plugged in with the new guys. So, coming full circle and doing content again, we already touched on it, but like, what was that like coming back in connect? Like you also, correct me if I'm wrong, they kind of weren't too receptive to you at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning when we did the reboot, I remember it was split up and I was like, okay, bet. I had, like I said, I was in the offices every day and like I was like, had an idea for, like I was trying to work on the YouTube. So I was going to make another YouTube channel and I did. And it was going to be called FaZe. And like, we're going to make content on this with the talent that we just launched and whatever talent wanted to be a part of it. And then it's like, nah, like the Miami guys, they're going to do this and they want to run the channel. I'm like, wait, what? So they run the channel and then like a few weeks pass and I get a call. It's like, yo, they can't do this.
Yeah.
Like it's people hitting my phone like, yo, can you help out? Like, can you come to Miami and like shoot a video and like help make a good first video? Because their first video.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, but this is like April, May-ish, like after the announcement. I'm like, all right, bet. So I throw together, like I had like 48 hours, 24 hours, something to throw together like a video where we throw this party and there's like a little bit of like a skit intro, like introducing the Miami house and these guys and like the vibe they're on, whatever. Like really just like an introduction video. I go to Miami and I shoot it and like I'm shooting this video and we did it and we turned it over and some of the guys are like, nah, like just talking crazy. Like I'm like, y'all asked me to do this.
Yeah.
Y'all asked me to do this, by the way. I flew here and did this in like a day and a half. And they're like, nah, I don't like. I'm like, y'all do it then. Y'all made first was so bad that they called me in.
You're saying this, and by the way, this is after the reboot. This is like the new, quote unquote, new phase.
Yeah, but it's like just really the Miami guys. It's just the Miami guys.
Yeah.
I just remember I'm like, yo, am I really about to sit here and try to like go back and forth with these fools about like what makes a YouTube video? Like little things, like small edits in the video, like, nah, this needs to be changed. I'm like, for this reason. I wish I could find the notes and show you because it's the dumbest.
Yeah.
And I'm in my head, I'm like, yo, everyone who's on my phone, there's multiple people on my phone. Yo, can you help them? People who are still prominent people in FaZe today, who like have a say in all this. They're like, yo, you gotta help them. Can you help them? Woo woo. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm telling them, I'm like, yo, y'all, I'm off of this. Like, I'm not about to go back and forth with these are streamers, by the way. They don't understand YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm good. Like, I'm not getting paid to do, like, I'm good. Like, I'm doing this because I want FaZe to do good, and this is how it's getting received. I'm off this.
Especially after already getting this type of feedback from corporate people.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, this is not it, bro. This is not it. So I'm like, all right, let them do it. Like, here, I did it. They throw the video up. It does good, but after that, I don't really know what happened. This was like April, May-ish, I told you. And then, like, I'm sitting with Ricky, and he's telling me how he quit nicotine. He's like, yo, you should do it. You should really do it. And I had talked about it in the past. And then, like, we were just, like, going back and forth, kind of like how, like, we always, like, I told you, like, the role Ricky plays where he just, like, comes up with, like, ideas and concepts. And he's, like, plugs people in. It's like, yo, you should do this, and you should stream it and, like, make it this whole thing and do a documentary. I'm like, yeah. I'm saying this, like, I'm like, yeah, it could be cool. It could be cool. I'll be down. And then I, like, started thinking about it, and we started talking about it more, and we actually, like, plan it out. He's like, all right, I'm going to do the LAN on this day. You should quit nicotine this day. I'm going to set up the therapist appointments with the hypnotherapy. So really shout out to Ricky again, you know, like giving me the idea that's really like kind of placed me in a position to be like intertwined in a part of like this new era.
Were you originally supposed to stream it at the FaZe house or no?
No, I didn't know where I was going to stream. I think I was going to stream it here. But the last second, he's like, no, like do it at the FaZe house. And that FaZe house, it was just Ron and Lacey.
Okay.
It was just Ron and Lacey.
Oh, yeah.
And Ron, obviously, Ron's my boy. Like me and Ron have been cool. I've had a great relationship with him. Me and Norton recruited him. Yeah. Like went out to dinner with him when he was in NRG. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll do it at the house. I do the 7-day at the house. The first day, I remember the internet crashed and was all messed up. I'm like, oh my God. And then I do the next 6 days and like it goes way better than expected. And I like build relationships with a lot of these guys, like Lacey a lot. Like I spent a whole day with Lacey. We went to San Diego, linked with Rug, came back. Jason too. Me and Jason did a bunch. He gave me a tattoo. We went like and did some Impractical Joker. Max had came like toward the tail end of it. I think Silky came after towards the tail end of it. I don't know. After the 7 days, like it went a lot better than I expected, and like seeing the feedback and like people like genuinely like happy to see me and like see me making content and like
for a lot of people it was like it was a part of FaZe that they didn't want to let go of. Like you kind of brought the old FaZe vibe with the new guys.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it wasn't really drawn up that way
at all. I mean, if anything, I've heard like bangs, you can't force it; it has to just naturally happen.
And it dead ass.
And it did, yeah.
Like, and that's a testament. Like, how are you saying it wasn't received well at the start? Like with the Miami guys, I'm like, yo,
you weren't vibing with.
It's like disrespectful. Yeah. Like, are they serious? Yeah. I'm like, nah. I'm like, oh, I'm off this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it like ended up all falling into place, and that shit got like dissolved, and then we all formed into one house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like it all like fell into place perfectly, and like that whole summer went through the whole summer. And like I streamed a little bit after the summer, not much. I was even going back and like looking at like the hours I did like the other day, and like to try to see like in July what I did in August, because September was obviously the subathon.
Yeah.
August was Japan. I wasn't really streaming. I would like pull up to the crib, stream like 2-3 hours, and then dip.
Yeah.
But then the subathon happened, and I think that what really like changed it for me and made me really fall in love again with it, and like not just with streaming and content, but like all of the new FaZe members individually.
Yeah.
And like build relationships with them and really like see like full circle how, you know, when I moved into the FaZe house, almost a decade ago, I was 17 and like I was the youngest and the dumbest. You know what I mean? With the least with the least real life experience. Yeah. I didn't really know outside of trick shotting and making YouTube videos.
I mean, any OG fans know that you always got memed for being like the, like the quote unquote dumb little brother. Basically.
For sure.
And it's, not to cut you off, but the thing is where you're leading. Now you're like the knowledgeable unk.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like,
isn't that hilarious?
It's such a funny full circle moment.
Yeah.
That's why I look back on all the horrible and all the bad, and you were like, yo, like, how did you keep going? Like, I don't know. I just like knew that if I did it, like I would regret it. You know what I mean? Like I would sit like one day, and I never stopped trying. Like, I never stopped trying. I think that's an important thing. Like
that's a big
if
lesson,
you never quit, like it's really hard to lose. You know what I mean? Like if you don't stop trying, it's really hard to lose. And I just never stopped trying. I kept trying in every way, with whatever it was. And, it all fell into place with the streaming and new FaZe and the subathon. Like I said, like that was really cool because I genuinely lived in the house. Like I lived in the house for a month, and like the parallels you see between like these guys versus like how it was for us, like is crazy. And like the dynamic and like the things they like fight over and like little things about each person, you know what I mean? And it was just a fun experience and something that I did not expect or even imagine that I would like I never was a streamer. I never thought about streaming.
Yeah.
I always liked making YouTube videos.
It can't you were, especially you.
Yeah.
You were like a YouTube artist. And like I think streaming, that is like such a random career shift, low key.
Bro.
Not random, but like it's drastic. Because even a month before you called me, we were talking about you making YouTube videos. Literally right before. Do you remember?
I wanted to make YouTube videos. The documentary was going to be like the first one.
Video, yeah.
Damn.
And then I forgot about that. Then it set you up for streaming by accident.
Yeah.
So crazy.
It's just nuts how it all like worked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for it, if anything, because like I said, like it was a lot of dark days.
Yeah.
For me and for all of us and for FaZe overall. And so to be in this position today, it's like you look at it and you treat it a lot differently.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you have like a different level of appreciation for it because you know what it looked like. It's good, right? You know what it looks like when it's bad.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, if anything, I'm just like, I'm glad that I am in the role that I am.
Yeah.
With all the newer guys, because we didn't have that.
Yeah.
We didn't have like someone older who we could look at, who we could trust, who's not trying to snake us.
Yeah.
Or like backdoor us or like benefit in some way off of the relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we never had that. None of us had that. So like it's cool to like be there. Like if any of the guys ever like need advice about anything, whether it's like streaming related or like real life, and try to like help them in whatever way it was. And that's really like kind of the role I had during the subathon. Like a lot of people were like planning out their own content, their own guests. I was really just like there to vibe. Like I'm like, all right, like you want to do this? Let's go. Oh, I'm knocking on everybody's doors in the morning. Yo, we out to the gym. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like trying to like do what I can to like help everyone and put them all in a position to like be happy and successful and do the things that they want to do. And also be someone that like they could trust and know that it's not like, with me, it's not like something that you would ever have to worry about being on some weird snaky backdoor.
Yeah.
Where I'm trying to use my relationship with you and the trust we have against you, to manipulate you.
Yeah.
Because that's how it was for us.
Yeah.
And like I look back on it and I'm like, okay, this had to have happened for a reason so we could be here today.
100%, yeah.